Alright, this is our study guide for 4.0. This is for our assessment. We're getting ready. So let's see what we can do with this. First question says, which one of the following is equivalent to 2x plus 15 plus x plus 12 equals 19? Now, 4.0 says we're going to simplify expressions before solving linear equations and inequalities in one variable, such as, and they give you an example. So here's our first question, and what we're going to do is simplify this, not solve it, but simplify it. It's an equation. I'm going to put my line down here, and normally when we simplify, the first thing we do is the distributive property. But you notice there are no grouping symbols here, so we can't use the distributive property to make our parentheses disappear. So I guess the next thing we're going to do is combine like terms. So I'm going to circle my terms. I have a positive 2x, a positive 15, a positive x, and a positive 12. And since you notice that this is one positive x, I'm going to go ahead and put a little 1 right here, just to remind me that that is in fact one positive x. Now x's like to hang with x's, so 2x's plus 1x is 3x. I have 15 positives combined with 12 positives, and that equals 27 positives, and that equals 19. I can't simplify this, and I can't simplify this anymore because these are not like terms. So let's see if that answer is there. 3x plus 27 equals 19. It is in fact there. It is letter D. Okay? Let's try another one. Let's try, which of the following is equivalent to, now this time please notice we have an inequality rather than an equation. But when we're simplifying it, we really don't do anything differently. So we have 7k minus 12 minus 3k plus 4 is greater than 15. Okay? So, again, we have an inequality, so I'm going to put my line down here to remind me that I have to keep my balance. This side, there's nothing to simplify, and on this side, I don't see any parentheses, so we can't do any distributive property, because that's typically our first step when we're simplifying. So, no distributive property, so I guess we're going to combine like terms. So we're going to circle our terms. So we have 7 positive k's, we have a negative 12, we have a negative 3 k's, and 4 positives. K's want to hang with k's. We have 7 positives, 3 negatives, we have extra positives, we have 4 extra k's with nobody to partner up with. And we have 12 negatives and 4 positives. These 4 positives are going to grab 4 of those negatives and partner up with them. And when these positives partner up with 4 negatives, we're going to have 8 negatives left over with nobody to play with. I believe this is simplified. Let's see if we see this answer. Looks to me like it's letter B. And look at that. We didn't have to do anything with this inequality symbol because we were just simplifying. I didn't change the value of this side of the equation, or I'm sorry, this side of the inequality. I just simplified it. I didn't change the value of anything. Okay, let's try number 3. Simplify using the distributive property. 3 times the quantity, x minus 4, equals 20. I say times the quantity because this entire quantity inside this parentheses has to be multiplied by 3. It's an equation. I'm going to go ahead and do my distributive property and get rid of my parentheses because order of operations says I have to do that first. And I'm going to multiply 3 times every stinking term. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And that equals 20. And now I would typically combine like terms, but these are not like terms. I can't combine them, and I can't combine this with this because they're on opposite sides of the equation. This is my answer. Let's see if we have this anywhere. 3x minus 12 equals 20. Ba, 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 ba. Letter C. Number 4, simplify. This is an inequality again. Negative 8 times the quantity 2k minus 2. So I'm going to have to multiply negative 8 times every stinking term inside the parentheses. So inequality, I'm going to put my line down. When it's an inequality, I kind of like to do this just to remind me, yes, this is an inequality, not an equation. I don't want to mess up and put an equal sign here. Negative 8 times 2k is negative 16k. And negative 8 times negative 2, negative times a negative is positive 16. And then I'm going to bring down my negative 16 because I didn't do anything with that. And then I'm going to bring down my 20 plus k. So what did I just do? I just did distributive property. And now I'm going to combine like terms. If this was an assessment, I would expect you to write out distributive property and write out combined like terms if you were asked to justify every step. Okay, combine like terms. Negative 16k, positive 16, and negative 16. Alright, let's look at our variables first. We have 16 negative k's, and that's it. But check this out. We have 16 positives and 16 negatives. Well, what happens if they partner up? Well, every single positive has a negative to hang with, so basically they're all partnered up and they're out of here. So they cancel each other out. There's nothing else left. And here's what we have on the right-hand side. So negative 16k is less than 20 plus k. Do we see that answer there? Negative 16k is less than, check that, make sure we got the less than. Remember, less than kind of looks like a squooshed L. Less than L, 20 plus k. I think D's their answer. Let's look at number 5. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 minus 2 times the quantity 6x plus 3 is equal to 10x. Once again, it's an equation. I'm going to put my line down the middle to remind myself of my balance. Order of operations says take care of your grouping symbols first. Inside my grouping symbols I have a 6x and a positive 3. Those aren't like terms. I cannot combine them. In order to make my parentheses disappear, I'm going to multiply negative 2 times every stinking term inside my parentheses. So I get negative 2 times 6x is negative 12x. Negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. And don't forget this little guy right here. We haven't done anything with him. We're just going to bring him down. This part whoopsie, sorry guys. Negative 12x minus 6 is taking care of this, but the 3x we didn't do anything with, so we're just going to bring him down here, and that equals 10x. So what did we just do here? We did the distributive property. Now we are going to combine like terms. So I have 3 positive x's and 12 negative x's. I have more negatives, so I'm going to have negatives left over. How many? 9. 9 negative x's that don't have a positive to hang with, bring down our negative 6, and that equals 10x. This side is completely simplified because I can't combine these, and this side is simplified because there's nothing I can do over here. Don't forget, I cannot combine these x's and these x's because they're on opposite sides of the equation. If I combined them, where would I put them? How would I keep my equation in balance? So, negative 9x minus 6 equals 10x. Looks to me like C is our answer on number 5. Alright, let's look at number 6. For your information, I can only post videos that are 15 minutes or less, so I'm going to end up doing this one in 2 parts, just so you know, because it takes me more than 15 minutes to do these problems. Which of the following is equivalent to 4 times the quantity 8m plus 3 is greater than 2 times the quantity m minus 5? Alright, so inequality, put my line down here. I'm going to put my inequality symbols. Last year they called these fish hooks. This looks like a fishing line, and these are the little fish hooks. Whatever. I'm going to do the distributive property to make my parentheses disappear. 4 times 8m is 32m, and 4 times 3 is 12, and it's a positive times a positive, so it's positive 12. Over here, 2 times m is 2m, 2 times 5 is 10, and a positive times a negative is a negative. I think we're done, because we can't combine m's and constants. So let's see what we got here. 32m plus 12 is greater than, make sure your symbol's right, 2m minus 10. It looks to me like the answer is D. Okay, I think we can, you know what, I'm going to stop right there, and then I'm going to finish the last few on 4.0 Study Guide Part 2.